Hey, it's Father Roderick. The sound that you hear is coming from the rooftops of the movie theater that I just visited. See, that guy? He's actually mowing the grass. This is one of those modern buildings that actually has a garden on top to, I guess, insulate it and also make it greener. I just watched one of my favorite movies from all times, and I did not expect it to be so good. I just saw Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. It is a movie that gives us the story of a guy who wakes up, does his daily routine. Very much reminded me of the main character of the first Lego movie. You know, he's kind of stuck in this artificially bright, sunny, kind, friendly world where everything is always the same, where he's got his fixed job, he does his fixed tasks, until this world is being disturbed by a girl that he sees and kind of messes up his programming because he discovers that he's actually not a real person. He is an NPC, a non-playable character inside a video game that, of course, immediately reminds us of Grand Theft Auto. Even the names like Free City kind of is a clear reference to Vice City and all those artificial worlds that people love to play in. What makes this movie so fantastic is that it is an homage, I think, to many of the movies that I really, really love. Like, for instance, Pleasantville. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. If you haven't, go watch it. It stars Tobey Maguire, among others. Tells a story about two kids that go back to a world inside their black and white 50s television where everybody seems to be stuck in this 50s comedy. And then slowly, bit by bit, they try to recolor that black and white world, try to wake up people from their routines and teach them that they actually have a choice, that life is there to be lived and not just to go through the motions. That is very much also, I think, the main message of this movie and something that the characters have to discover for themselves. This movie also very strongly reminded me of what I loved about the Truman Show, where it's kind of the same idea. Someone lives in a world, Truman in this case, and gradually discovers that none of it is real, that he's actually part of a reality show that has been going on since his birth. And they're two, like in this movie, there is this quest to escape from this kind of fake world and to embrace your own freedom. That is what this movie is all about. What makes this movie so spectacular is how they've translated this trope, this well-known story, to a new world, in this case, video game world, with so many references that I think the current generation of gamers totally understands. And it does it with so much heart and with so much humor. It's so well executed. That is why this movie, I know for sure, is going to be in my top 5 of all-time favorite comedies. And it's right there with Pleasantville, with The Truman Show. There are even aspects of The Matrix that are in here. You know, what is the real world? What is real in a world that is not real? And there's this beautiful exchange where I'm not going to spoil it because many of you may not have seen this movie, but it's all about, you know, what is, even if something is maybe not real, as in physically real, it can still have value. The moments that you share together, what you do for one another, the help you give one another, that is maybe even more real than reality itself. There were so many clever philosophical things that were integrated in this story, but it never becomes ponderous, it never becomes preachy. It's just joyous, colorful, funny, unexpected, brilliant. The story has so many moments that I loved that I can't wait to see it again. This is also one of those movies I just saw it in 2D But this is a movie I want to go rewatch in 3D because it actually looks like a video game, and of course most of what you see has been generated, it's computer graphics, but it lends itself, I think, very, very well to a 3D depiction. So yeah, even though it's probably going to be post-production 3D, nevertheless I do want to see it again because it is so gorgeous. The music is great. There are some fantastic songs in here, you know, it's all classic songs, so it both has a composed soundtrack but also has a number of pop songs. But even the pop songs are part of the story. They are part of the favorite songs of the characters that play in the story. Oh man, I can't go on and on and on about how much I love this movie. I had heard that it was good, but I never expected it to be this good. And there is even a Star Wars moment in there that made me almost want to jump up and you know, put my fist in the air and say, yes, that is so cool. But of course I couldn't because I was almost alone in the movie theater. I watched this in a matinee, so early, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. So there were only 2 other people in the theater. And regardless, despite of that, I've been constantly laughing out loud at the jokes and I had a smile on my face for the entire duration of the movie until the very last second. And I was just sorry that it was over. I was like, give me more, I want to see more. What a fantastic movie. Highly recommended. Free Guy. Fantastic. 10 stars out of 10 stars. How do you say that? 5 stars out of 5 stars. 10 thumbs up. I mean, I can't speak any less of this great movie. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I know that I'm always, or very often, quickly enthusiastic, but this movie deserves it. I really, really, really love this movie, and I can't wait to see it again. Alright, if you like this review, if you want to see more of my reviews, I'm going to be back here at this movie theater, hopefully with less noise in the background soon, to give you my first impressions after having seen a movie. Of course, I also have a podcast on fatherroderick.com. Just look for Father Roderick in your podcasting program. That's usually where I go a little bit more in depth. And for my patrons, I also do like spoiler analysis, because I don't want to spoil too much of the story here on YouTube, because I'm recommending this movie to you so you go see it. But then afterwards, I sometimes record podcasts where I can go a little bit more in depth what I love so much about the story. There's a lot in this movie, even though it feels like just entertainment, but there are I think some really deep thoughts about so many things. Anyway, you go check it out if you're a patron. Thanks for watching. If you like this, subscribe to the channel. Well, you know the drill. See you later.